So now that I've dissed social media a little bit, what is still worth your time? Well, there's two networks that are still in major growth. And one of them's Instagram, which I absolutely love. It's super easy to use. It's all about sharing photos. And then there's another one called Snapchat, which I absolutely hate. Is anybody here on Snapchat? Do you love it? No, excellent. It's so not intuitive to use. It's really tricky. I had our whole company try to communicate on Snapchat for a whole day after I saw a big company did that. I thought, oh, this is a good idea to learn how to use it. And it was such an awful experience. Some of the really big companies are doing well on Snapchat, but I still don't know that small business has a great application where you have to spend a lot of time with it. So for the moment, even though it's an expansion, I would concentrate on Instagram because it's so easy to use. Kia, look, we've got another question at the back.
This is more of a comment about Snapchat. I can't use it. I tried it one day. My daughter, who's 18, she finds it no problem. She said, oh, it's only for young people. So if you're after young people, get on Snapchat.
It kind of is,
Don't worry about it.
You're right, I had trouble using it too. It's all around the premise of taking a photo that disappears after a certain amount of time. So if you think back to your teenage years, you can probably think of some great applications for disappearing photos. And these are what the kids do with it. Yeah, probably don't have a look at her account. But Instagram, on the other hand, is all about visual photographic content, and that's what it's amazing at. So if you can take photos of your products, your services, or your destination, then that's where all of that action happens on Instagram. And how you get around the app is by hashtags. Give me a wave if hashtags are still a complete mystery to you. Oh yeah, there's a couple. All right, let me try to explain it for you. Let's say I've taken a photo of something, so the clouds in the background behind here. You've heard the saying that a picture is worth 1,000 words, yeah? Yeah, you have heard that? Yeah, excellent. Don't fall asleep on me. Well, this photo, we could say it's clouds and it's sky, and it looks like the colour of a sunrise. And some people find that inspirational, and some people find it motivational. Do you get where I'm going on this? So a hashtag represents the subject matter of a photograph. That's the easiest way to think of it. So you're describing what people can see. There are heaps of strategies around Instagram hashtags, which I won't go into today. But if the TT&Q girls give us a little wave, I think they know a lot about this, and they can probably give us some advice on what hashtags to use around the destination. I also find that LinkedIn has had an amazing new lease on life since their redesign recently. It looks a lot like Facebook, but it is getting good activity. And in fact, at networking functions like this, I'll often find somebody who I've really connected with, and I'll connect with them on LinkedIn on my app before I even leave. So then I've got them in my network, and that's the easiest way that I find to use it, is it's good instead of a business card exchange, because you can keep in touch with the people and maximise the benefit of these face-to-face kinds of discussions. Now, I've dissed Facebook a bit, but I do have to admit it is a really good advertising platform. It's cheap. It's still much cheaper than Google Ads, because not as many people are using it. And if you've been using Facebook up until now just for engagement strategy and putting posts up there, then I encourage you to have a look at spending some money with them and use it as an advertising platform. You might have to play with it a bit to see what works well for you, but it's cheap to experiment with. If you're already using Facebook, or your customers are, the goal is in having other people do your marketing for you. So Kelda down here, she has people sharing her stuff. People are taking photos of her at parties, and they're sharing it with their own personal networks, and that's a testimonial, it's a rich endorsement. So for her, that's working really well, and that's what she should encourage. So at events, I reckon you should be saying, hey, take a photo of this and share it with your friends, because their friends are likely to have kids. And so she gets exposure through that person being an influencer. So if you're on Facebook and you've invested a lot, that's where you should look now. How can you encourage your customers to do your Facebook marketing for you? Kia, we've got a question right at the back.
Because they've even changed the algorithm, haven't they, to reflect that sort of sharing within the networks better?
Yeah, I shouldn't say it, but they're bastards. They really have changed the algorithm against business. And if you've ever seen that movie on social networking, the one about Zuckerberg, then yeah, you'll see what he says in there is pretty much what's happened now. Your question?
Thank you. So what is the best time of day to post, and how many times of day should you post?
It depends on the network and your kind of business. It's really all over the place. For most businesses, it's around breakfast time, lunchtime and dinner time, because that's when people tend to be on social. On Instagram, the answer to how often you should post is as often as you can to grow your network. But in other networks, mostly, strangely enough, it's very different if you're doing email marketing, and I've got some clients who get amazing traction from posting on Facebook on Sundays, but for most of us, Sundays isn't going to be the day. Yeah, so try around those times, the meal times when people are typically on their networks.
You're talking about hashtagging before with Instagram. Is hashtagging on Facebook worthwhile?
No, because it looks messy. It hasn't really taken off on Facebook like it works well on Twitter or on Instagram. So Instagram is how you get around the app. It's a major navigational feature. On Facebook, it just looks very, very messy. Sometimes I see it works really well at events like this and conferences where people will post and use a hashtag, and the organisers of the conference can see all of the posts that relate to that subject. But that's the only time I've ever seen it used really successfully, other than, of course, trending news. But when you read a post that has hashtags in it, it's really difficult to read because it's so messy. All right, now what do you do? What do you do with social? We've got one more question at the back there. I'll keep talking while you're running. We spend a lot of our life in queues, and you'll notice this really bizarre human interaction that people stop talking the moment they're waiting for something, and that's when I update my social media. So I don't spend a great deal of time on my networks every day, and I always use what I call my dead time, is when I'm waiting for something to download, waiting in a queue, and we'll all wait for certain things. Don't do it at red lights, even though we're waiting. You shouldn't do it at red lights. But the key to this working out really well is I always have content on my phone ready to post. So I'm constantly looking for opportunities to whip out my phone and take photos, and they're ready to go for when I've got that dead time to use. Do you know when the most popular time for most people to use their phone is? It's on the toilet. Question on that?
There's a follow-up question about hashtags, Nicky.
Can you bring your microphone a bit closer?
Sure.
Yeah, thank you.
I had a follow-up question about hashtags. I had the same question about whether it's worthwhile to use them on Facebook. But also I see on Instagram that with your posts, you separate the text in one post and then a follow-up post with all the hashtags on it.
Yeah.
Is that an advisable thing to do?
Yeah, that just makes it less messy. Yeah, so that's what, you'll see most of the experts do that. So on Instagram, when you first post a photo, you post it with a comment. Some people post the hashtags in that first comment, but it's sort of a pro maneuver to do it as a follow-up comment. It just looks so much cleaner. However, if you're using hashtags that are amazingly popular, they're often better in that first comment because your photo is time-stamped and that's where you appear in the navigation against that hashtag. Does that make sense? I'm sorry for those of you who aren't Instagrammers and that just went way over your head.